I think the word that best describes homelessness in Dakota County is hidden. It's not like being in a major city where you find people on the street sleeping in doorways, lined up in front of soup kitchens, whatever the case may be, who are homeless. In Dakota County, they're very hard to find. They're people that aren't in the public. They're in malls or restaurants or buses or sleeping in their cars, but they're not terribly visible.
Many of the families that we deal with are working families, and as is the case for most of Dakota County, we have a lot of people who are housed and they're working, but they're one major incident away from a possible homelessness event.
Our situation was that in the summertime I had a major cardiac event. We burned through all our money and we were running out fast. There was no disability available, so we realized we were in a jam.
FHPAP is an effective program for preventing homelessness because it can take a family from devastation of not having a place to sleep at night to being able to stay in their home, keep their family in their home, keep their children in their school districts, and have a place to be, versus becoming homeless, having to find shelter, and frankly a community that has one shelter with a very long wait list. So finding shelter sometimes can take weeks or months for these families.
FHPAP funds provide a much more flexible stream of income for housing providers and homeless people working with the homeless community to be able to use to help prevent people from becoming homeless. And that's the biggest area of interest and concern. And these are dollars that we don't get anyplace else. And so they fill in where others are very rigid in their application. There's more flexibility with FHPAP dollars.
A family comes in and they're calling in because they have a crisis. They have a crisis right now. And that means that they've either gotten a late notice with an intent to evict, or they've got an eviction notice and they're going to lose their housing. So they're coming to us to see if we can help. We're going to take that call. We're going to assess the situation. Do they have the funds for it to be affordable going forward? Is this a one-time event? Is this something that is fixable and help this family to remain stably housed? If we can answer yes to those questions and work with this family, we're going to keep them in that housing. And so we're going to work with the landlord to stop any eviction processes. We're going to work with that client to make sure that they're going to be successful going forward as much as we can.
It's very hard when you know your landlord's trying to be patient with you because they understand the situation, but they still have to follow their process. And scraping everything together and selling everything you own is a terrible feeling.
If you can take away the stress and the all-consuming activity that goes into trying to keep from becoming homeless, if you can take that away, you allow people to then focus on other parts of their lives, get themselves back in order, get themselves back to where they can be self-sustaining and get on with their lives. Particularly, I think, relative to the children in those families. Just imagine what it must be like to be trying to be successful in school, and yet when you leave school at the end of the day, you don't have a home to go to, you don't have a stable place to go to where you can do your homework, where you can study, where you can get access to the internet, which is so critical for kids today. So if you take all of that away from these families and you let them become stable, you give them a much better chance for success.
I am thankful for the fact that I don't have to worry about losing the roof over my head. I don't have to worry about losing my husband. I don't have to worry about whether or not my children will have the embarrassment or feel ashamed of being homeless.
So it's a continuing, ongoing effort to try and make people aware of it and to try and build a consensus that says we need to address this in our community. We need to make sure that we're providing a sufficient amount of affordable housing to give low-income families a place to be safe, a place to be comfortable. If we can help keep people stable in their housing, give them an opportunity for them to go on with their lives and be successful, then we've done what we're here to do, because housing really is the foundation for success.
So thank you for the gift that you have given us. Thank you for providing us with the comfort and the stability that we honestly believed that we were going to lose over a very short period of time. it has been a huge relief for us. And for people out there who don't know about your organization, please tell them. There's a lot of people out there who need help. Please tell them.
Amen.